Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you guys doing? Welcome to another day in Venice. Look at my maps. These are all the maps for my waka waka. Look at the walls. It's got they wear their walls cutting. Wait for breakfast. Morning. Buongiorno. Morning. How are you? I'm good. How are you?
Fine.
Thank you. Everywhere is dark. I can't get good lighting. Let me see if this is gonna be alright.
Hello, Mom. Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Fine, Mom. Thanks. How about you?
Not too bad, thank you. I'm trying to see where I can get the best light. So, guys, I don't know if you guys have heard about this incident that happened in Nigeria. I wanted to talk to you guys about it because someone sent me this the WhatsApp story from Punch newspaper a couple of days ago. Actually, it was sent to me when I was in London, but I didn't open it. But somehow, I don't know, I got there yesterday. I decided to open that link, and guess what I saw? Oh my God. And this was about maybe 10:30, 11 in the night. It was really disheartening when I read that story. I'm sure a couple of you would have seen the stories. It's flying around WhatsApp, and usually these stories get passed around a lot, for especially those who live in the diaspora. So the story goes that this lady who was living in London for 35 years, her name is Mrs. Abimbola Olushola, went to Nigeria. She built a hotel in Nigeria, in Obodo area of Lagos, in Lagos State, and she returned to Nigeria with her son, and got into problem with some of her staff member. Apparently, she and her manager were both murdered in the hotel. When I read that story, I remember why I started YouTube in the first place again. It just kind of refreshed my mind about, these are the sort of stories why I go into YouTube in the very first place. How do you explain this? How do you even rational? I mean, how do you put this into any kind of context? Why this is happening? So let me backtrack a bit and talk to you guys about the whole scenario for those of you who haven't seen the story. So apparently this lady lived in London for 35 years, and she built a hotel in Lagos, Obodo in Lagos. And when she got back to Nigeria, she and her manager were drugged. First of all, she got into trouble. I mean, she had issues with some of her staff. You know how some of these staff that people have, that will have this sense of entitlement, that feel like because you come from Obodo, whatever you have is family property, it belongs to them. So apparently she was duped by some of her staff. So she decided to arrest them, and some of them lost their job. About 2 of them or so lost their job, allegedly. And those staff that were so disgruntled about being sacked went and recruited a gang, and they all came back to this woman's hotel in the night, drugged her and her manager, and tied her up and strangled her to death in her sleep. Oh my God. So they deactivated the CCTV camera so that the images will not be recorded of what they are doing, because obviously they know what they are doing. That's to tell you there is somebody that knows this woman, that knows the environment that is involved, which usually is the case. They fled from the scene. She was found by her son, which is the most disheartening thing. This really just makes me reflect on the hustle in this Obodo, what people go through before they are able to get to this level that this poor lady, that her life was snatched away. The article says that she's 56 years old. Just imagine the struggle in this Obodo, coming from Africa, trying to get settled, getting your immigration sorted, which is one of the biggest issues that a lot of people go through for years. Trying to get yourself settled, all the shitty job that you have to do because you are trying to put yourself through school to get more qualification, to get a good, decent career. All the jobs that the Oyinbo people don't want to do, that they reject, you pick them up and be doing it just because you are trying to establish yourself, you are trying to settle, because you are looking forward to a day like this, when you have something like this that you can fall back to and say, okay, this is what I have achieved. For the 35 years I've been in Obodo, if they say, what did you achieve? You can point to something and say, this is what I achieved. Just look at that. Look at all the sacrifices. Denying yourself of so many things that you should have. Denying your family, your children. All the struggle that people go through. Some people will take loans. So people will take loans, student loans. They will take loans from the bank from here to go back to Africa to invest, to have something like this. Look at this gigantic hotel. You know, even building just a bungalow in Nigeria. You know how much goes into it, how many millions it will use. Not to talk of the land, the building, those people that will dupe you. I was watching this video a few days ago about when this the Nilotic Empress was talking about building in Kenya. As I was watching, I was just laughing and thinking, oh my God, is everywhere in Africa the same? This is exactly, she was talking about Kenya, but it was almost like she was painting a picture of exactly what happens in Nigeria. They will dupe you. Builders, workers, some family members will dupe you. Look at all the struggle. Some women in this Obodo have made themselves sacrificial lambs for their families back home to have a good life. They're not going to, they will work and use all their life to work just to stabilize their family back home. They sacrifice themselves for the comfort of their family. Some will leave their children back home. They have not seen their children for years because maybe they're just managing themselves here. They don't have the permanent residence yet for them to be able to go and come back. And even for some of people that have the permanent residence or they have their passport and everything, is it easy to go back and come? The money that it will take, maybe they are thinking of how they are going to put that money into another use, to invest. This is the life, isn't it? Men and women generally who are immigrants in the diaspora go through hell to be able to get to this level that this poor lady got to. And how did it end? I'm not saying it happens in all circumstances or it happens to everyone that goes back, but we hear of these stories every time, from time to time. Look at that. If only they duped her or they took her money and they saved her life, then she will come back and testify and be giving testimony in church and be thanking God for sparing her life for her child. But they went as far as snuffing out her life, and her son was the one that had to find her. Just imagine the horror. Imagine, all for what? As I was reading the article, I'm going to link it down here somewhere for those of you who want to read it. A family member who didn't want to be identified allegedly said that she wanted to lease the hotel out, then return back to London. So she was in London for 35 years, went back to Nigeria. She's built this hotel. She's trying to make it work, then lease it out so that she can have at least a steady income from that. Maybe like a retirement fund. I don't know what her plans was. But obviously, for any investment that people make is generally, to raise money, to have an income, to have something to fall back to. So she was going to lease it, then come back to London, but they didn't even allow that to happen. They didn't. They did not. It's really, really sad, I tell you. It means that when you go to the market or when you've gathered something, it's good to bring it back home. So basically, he's saying that whatever you achieve when you are living in diaspora, it's good to bring it back home. It's not good for you to achieve and leave every other investment in the diaspora. But at what risk? That's the question that I just have. What risk? what is involved in bringing this Ajo back home? Look at this lady now. 35 years of working her ass off. She didn't want to join the people that are Ajo or whatever you call it. She came back home, and this is what happened. I thought they say Lela Bosimiyoko, but I mean, when you, this is what we keep talking about on this channel, about where is home to you? Where is home to you? I don't know. Home is where the heart is. Home is where you feel safe. For me personally, home is where I have peace, where I feel safe. I can sleep at night and wake up. And you know the funny thing, like I'm in Venice now, yeah. If I go out and start walking up and down, it's not likely that anything is going to happen to me. It's least likely that anything is going to happen because nobody knows me here. Nobody knows me. So I'm just a stranger. People will just walk and pass me. But you know what? When you get to where you are known, where people know you, it's more likely that something will happen to you there because now who know man ain't the key man. Yeah, who know man ain't the key man. Look at this now. People she employed, she gave them employment. They say, oh, come back from the diaspora, come and create employment. Stop giving, stop investing your money in the diaspora. Come home, give people employment. Look at the people she gave employment to. What happened? They turned around and killed her. So I'm just going to end by saying that, I mean, we'll keep having these discussions, but people will do what they want to do anyway. Somebody sent me an email a couple of days ago from Japan saying that she was saying that her fiancé, her boyfriend, wants to move back to Nigeria. She's very scared. She doesn't know what to do. You know, she's not sure she wants to go because she doesn't feel safe and all that. But at the end of the day, what I'm just going to say is that everybody just needs to do what is best for them. If you feel like you want to go, you desperately want to go, no matter what happens, a lot of men will want to go back. But what I would just say to you is that before you go, please take precautions. Pray first of all. That's the first thing I will tell people. Whatever religion you belong to, go and pray and ask God, is it time? Should I go? How is the future? Is it clear? Can I move? Show me a sign that it's safe for me to go. There's something that, you know, as I was meditating on this last night, and the Holy Spirit just ministered unto me and said, Exodus chapter 33. Verse 15, and Moses was saying to God, he said, if your presence does not go with us, we don't want to move from here, we don't want to leave this place. I love the New Living Translation. If you just want a very clear, easy understanding of the Bible, read the New Living Translation. He says, if you don't personally go with us, this is how he translated it. Moses was saying, if you don't, say God, if you don't personally go with us, do not let us leave this place. Let us remain here. Do you know why Moses was saying that? Because Moses knew that if they go without the presence of God, then the future is not clear. They don't know what they are going to walk into. They don't know the enemies that are waiting for them to attack them, to consume them, to take their lives. But when the presence of God goes with you, it makes a way for you. It opens the door for you. And there is safety and assurance in hearing from God before you move. I know some of you are not religious. You don't even believe in God. But I'm telling you, especially when you are going to a place like Africa, you really need to hear from God. Don't do it because everybody is doing it. All my friends have moved back. It's time for me to. Don't copy other people. Your destiny is not other people's destiny. The plans that God had for you is not the same plan like other people. You do you. And make sure you seek the face of God. If God does not give you a go ahead, please and please, it is not worth it. Look at this lady now. 35 years of working her butt off and her life just taken away in one night. What's going to happen to her child? What's going to happen? So all the labor and the suffering, the hotel, the gigantic hotel she built now, is somebody else that's going to take charge of it. Somebody else that's going to be enjoying her sweat. These are the things that we're talking about. I'm not saying that people shouldn't go back home, but please be careful. And if you must go, invest in security. CCTV is not security enough. It's not enough. You need to do more. You look at this now. The CCTV was disconnected. Make sure you invest in security. Go and get Mopo. Nigerian police is money they used to get them. invest in private security. Go and get dogs. Make sure you set the dogs loose at night so that at least it will scare some people if they are thinking. If you invest in private security, if you can, make sure you take every precaution, every necessary precaution. You need to take it. Be like Moses, say, God, if you don't go with me personally, I don't want to go, because I tell you, it's only when you go with God that you are safe. May the Lord continue to preserve us. So all those that have labored and worked hard in the diaspora, suffered, enslaved themselves, did one job or the other just to survive, to make a life for themselves and their family, that go back home. May the Lord continue to protect you. So guys, I'm just going to leave it here today. Leave me a comment down below. Have you heard about this story about this lady, and what do you think? I mean, what I want to hear from people, what their general perception is about this going back home, investing back home, you know, building. We've had this discussion several times, but we're not going to stop. We're just going to keep talking about it until, you know, people are aware of the dangers and the safety and precautions that they need to take if and when they need to go back. So I'll catch you guys in my next one. Thank you very much for watching. I love you.
When looters are killers, are stealers, are still contesting election. Politicians with thieves, some billion, you know they go prison. Police station they close by 6. Security reason.